Morning, it's 7:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, March 19th, 2019. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Okay, let's take a look to see if the kettle and walls are back. Yeah, the kettle and walls are still there. 219.12 is right here. And I think that it looks like they raised, you see the price going up, they raised that upper wall so we can't see it. But the kettle and walls are there. You see one, you've seen both. They're both there. Either both of them there or neither of them there. We're looking at this, and all I could say is Coinbase wants to call the manipulator the market maker. Meanwhile, they're comparing themselves to NASDAQ. You know, on NASDAQ, the average number of market makers is 14 on one security. Like, say, for instance, on Litecoin, there'd be 14 or more market makers involved in Litecoin. Alright? Here on Coinbase, they have one market maker on all the securities. And then they're going to tell you that he's not monopolizing and controlling the price to benefit himself. I think adding the term market maker to the manipulator was just another way to obscure what's going on here at this exchange, in which they are actually manipulating the prices to get to people's money, and they're taking it, sending false signals. You buy in, then they dump the market. You had your stop loss set up. You thought it was going up. Boom, they shave you. They take 10% of your money. You go back. They trick you again. Sooner or later, they wear you out till there's not, till all your money's gone. This is a gimmick. False signals. Look, there it is. 29.12, just like we spotted it yesterday. Now, this trade will be up there for weeks. I think he pulled off because the third party started pushing the price up, so he pulled his trades off. And then when he seen that the upward trend stopped, he put his trades back on. This is not a market maker. This is a market manipulator. He's probably got the second wall embedded at 59.85. He wants to keep it under 60. He wants to turn this back into his ball game again. Somebody took it away from him for a while. Now let's go. I have to use this because Coinbase doesn't even put the RSI on their site. So I have to go here and use this market here on Binance. Okay, we hit 50. Just barely on the RSI. So we're recovering from the 30. When did it start? Yep, just about 2100 hours. Yeah, the same as the last one I showed you yesterday on the video. Now when it goes up to 70 or above, you're going to see a spike past the $62. People, to tell you the truth, Coinbase is a boiler room. Alright, they're scamming you to trade on here to get your fee, okay, and their market makers in cahoots with them. If it's not an inside deal with this market maker, I keep saying market maker, let's call it as it is. He's not a market maker, okay? He has no competition. He's the market manipulator. Until I see other market makers in here, there can't be no such thing as a single market maker across the whole board of all the trading pairs. I'm sorry, that's a market manipulator. He's a market maker when I see 4, 5, 6 market makers on Litecoin. When he's on here by himself and it's for some reason they don't let in other market makers, he's a market manipulator. That's just the bottom line. I don't care how these guys at Coinbase are sitting at that dictionary trying to distort this to look like an innocent party. They better get more lawyers. They have no idea who they're dealing with. They haven't a clue. I insert anger, and sometimes put obscure language up there just to see how they react and what they think they're dealing with. Just to see fish in the waters, to see their reaction, which is usually a generic reaction if I know the type of people that I'm dealing with. Will I bait them? These guys are taking the bait. Oh, you don't know what you're talking. It went from you don't know what you're talking about to the market maker's the one that's manipulating the prices. And when we all know a market maker is not there to manipulate price, he's there to provide liquidity. They said it themselves. A market maker provides liquidity in the market. He does not manipulate the price. Again, Coinbase, if you don't understand it, let's tell you from a person that realize what's going on. A market maker doesn't manipulate price. He's there to provide liquidity in the market. He doesn't take his trades, his Kettling trades, and use them to force the price in the direction he desires. He's just there to buy and sell, like he said, to create liquidity in the market. He doesn't take his top sell wall and then push it down to put pressure for the market to go down. That's what this so-called market maker is doing. You admitted that those are his trades. He's putting on both sides. You're saying he's keeping them equidistant from the last possible sale. First of all, that's a lie. He's not keeping them equidistant from the last possible sale. He's moving those walls to assert pressure on which direction he wants the market to go, up or down. So it's all bullshit, Coinbase. Nobody's buying it. We're not stupid. You know, some of us, we could look rough, but actually, see this in here? This works, okay? Maybe I don't articulate myself on the schooled bullshitter level, but if you give me time, I'll get my thought across. For years, I used to work with my coworkers and speak to upper management and translate their gobbledygook into something that the layman can understand. That was my job for years. Some people, they try to give the appearance of smart because they try to articulate at a higher level, thinking the other person won't understand. They will get intimidated and they will leave because they think they're stupid. No, that's a tactic. You talk above people's heads, they get afraid and they walk away. They feel like they're challenging somebody out of their league. It's all nonsense. I could sit there and do that all day to you. I could go over the RSI and bullshit the shit out of you too if I really wanted to. But I'm not that type of person. But believe me, Coinbase, I'm quite capable of understanding what you're doing. Okay? You admitted it here. I got your letter. It's right here. This is the letter you sent to the New York Department of Financial Services. Okay? You admitted that the walls are put up by one trader. Then you're trying to tell that he's keeping it up, the market liquid by posting up trades equidistant from the last sale on both the buy and the sell, and he's not. He's moving those trades up and down to put either a positive pressure on the buy side to bring the price up, or a negative pressure on the other side to bring the price down. I caught him several times. So Coinbase, basically, you're lying. You're lying. I have video of him doing it. So who am I supposed to believe? A letter typed up by a pack of shysters that you got hired over there looking to cover your back from getting sued? Or my own eyes? You could sit there and talk all of this, oh, the market maker, and you try to make it like you've been on the curbside trading all this time. And you haven't. None of yous have. Well, Brian Armstrong was an IT person. What does he know about trading? The guy that you had before here, what's his name? Last name, Adam White. I talked to him on the phone for half an hour. After I explained what was going on, he quit and he went to Bach. Because he knows you guys are a bunch of crooks. He doesn't want to be involved with you guys. He left. And what was he? He's running an exchange. And what did he do? Does he know anything about trading? Absolutely not. He was in the Air Force. He was the back Wizzo officer in a jet. He wasn't even a wizard officer. He was a data link analyst captain. And what he did was he took the new programs or the new equipment and tested it in the back of an F-15 Strike Eagle. How do I know that? Of course, I talked to him. So you guys are running an exchange, running your mouth that, oh, it's the market maker. Like you know what you're talking about, and all you're doing is spousing out garbage that your lawyer could friggin' dig out of the garbage, basically, for some kind of excuse. The market maker. One market maker is controlling all of the trading pairs on Coinbase. Meanwhile, you compare yourself to NASDAQ, where one trading pair has 14 market makers. And then you're trying to say your market's fair and balanced and there's no manipulation when your so-called market maker actually uses his trades to move the price up or down. It's ridiculous. You should fire your whole staff. You're going to get you locked up. I hope, you know, those lawyers, I hope you're not paying them too much. I can tell you that right now. You know, I've seen this before because, you see, I go into court. I've been through this several times. I went into court with these cocky lawyers, you know, with the suit on, the shoes are shined, their hair's coiffured, you know. They got the latest hairstyle. They got the cologne on. They're all tanned up, you know, from going to Palm Springs and hanging out. Then they try to get in court and you know, and smile with those bleached white teeth. You know, the glasses. They clean the glasses off. Well, I'm a professional. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. They tell this to the judge. He has no case against us. Then I just take the nice thick file that I got that's about, you know, this thick, explain to the judge page by page laboriously for hours. The judge looks at you, looks at me. He goes, he's got evidence. You don't. He wins. Goodbye. This has happened before. I had a group of 6 lawyers, and they were there with one of their clients that represented them from Human Resources, and you had to see how heated that lady from Human Resources got after the judge put the case in my favor. She was yelling at them. What am I paying you for? What are we paying you guys for? You're telling me that one of my employees beat 6 of my star athlete lawyers? It's happened before. It's going to happen here. I can tell you now. I smell the same BS lines, the same sloppy, arrogant work. I could smell it. I could smell it. These guys are going to be very upset. And I've done it more than once. Now, I have another employer that robbed $24,000 off of me, $100,000 off of one of my coworkers, another $30,000 by saying that he was paying, he took half of our salary, reported it as a vehicle expense, which he was supposed to pay, and he didn't. And he's claimed he paid us our vehicle expenses, which are in the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands for another long-time employee. Now I caught him. Now he's got to pay up. He doesn't pay up. A collection notice goes out, and his credit's ruined. And he's another one who I tried to explain to him that I don't want to get in trouble with the IRS. Give me the rest of my salary. Take the taxes out. I don't care. All is forgiven. But no, they're used to stealing. And nobody, you know, you can't tell them anything. They're smarter than you. That's why they could steal from you. You're stupid. So he'll end up, if the IRS doesn't arrest him, or if he doesn't pay me, the IRS is going to arrest him. These are the idiots, the same type, arrogant idiots. They got a business. They think they're smarter than everybody else. They think business has been created to take advantage of people rather than provide a service. This is what they got confused, you see, at Coinbase. This is the same type of mentality. let's not only just service the client, let's start ripping them off. That's what happens when a business starts to deteriorate. So we can't see the top wall. That's all I got to say. They're still doing it. Again, I haven't started my investigation of which lawyer I'm going to choose to go after these guys. But I have to do it face-to-face, so it's going to take some time. You don't want no 5'2" nebbish going in there. It just ruins your case. You got to get somebody that's just as nasty as they are. Alright, people, let me post this. Be careful. Don't leave your coin on this exchange. They'll do anything under the sun to make money from you. Crude and robbing you.